All right, good morning. Hello, and welcome to everybody. It is Saturday, May 10th, 2025. So I meant to come on earlier this week, but I had to help out one of my sisters, and she's having a really rough time, but I need to drive her a long way 8 hours down and 8 hours. Well, I drive myself 8 hours back the next day. So I was pretty tired. So I did not come in yesterday to do reading, but I'm here. And to, this week also marks the end of Public Service Recognition Week. And normally, at least when I was in the government, um, that ended in February. But we did have that, and they would give us like an hour or something off on a Friday or one day a week. But this year, it's a little bit different. And I kind of want to spend the first part of the show on the federal employees because they're going through a lot. We were very misunderstood. We're lied about. I'm no longer a Fed, but it's over half my life, so I feel like I always am. So yes, I've got the fork off T-shirt on today. So a lot of what we do is misunderstood, and it's just there's no attention on it. And I'm glad that people are talking about it in the news, and that you don't join a government agency to get rich or to be famous, or a lot of the work you do can be thankless. I know for me, I started off as clerk typist, a GS4 in 1988. I made $15,000 a year. My paychecks every 2 weeks were about $400. I could not even afford to pay my rent. So, you don't go in trying to get rich. Back then, I just needed a job pretty much. And my mom was like, you better go get a job for the government. She's like, you better get one. And she was working at NASA, and I was in my 20s. And she's like, get a job. So law firms weren't fun. I didn't really like being a receptionist. So, hey, Jeff. Well, yeah, I had to pause before I get into all this once I get started, but I should say hello first. Sorry about that. I'm getting all, in there. But I had some comments from Maddie this morning. Welcome, Maddie. Jackie B's here. Rose Blue. I see Jeff. Tara Ask Backwards is here. Good to see you. And we've got to reschedule, my friend. So, hi, Artist Liz. So, all right. So, I want to. Yeah, there's a lot going on in India and Pakistan. Okay, so I'm just going to spend a little bit because I really want to read a couple things and show you something, because I'm going to start with the public service recognition. I'm pull this up here. So I'm going to have to bring this up. I'm not going to be able to see comments, but this is important to me. And if you are going to be a member of my channel, you'll know. A member as in subscriber. You're going to learn a lot more about this. So I got this from Reddit, and it's as we conclude Public Service Recognition Week 2025. Thank you. There's no greater challenge and there's no greater honor than to be in public service. Condoleezza Rice. So it's Public Service Recognition Week 2025. This event normally passes by unnoticed each year, even for those of us in public service. However, these are unprecedented times, and what has previously gone unnoticed deserves visibility. Not because public servants are seeking the recognition or validation of having a week dedicated to them. In my years working in federal service, I have never met a single public servant who was doing the work for any sort of fame, glory, or admiration. But this year is different because public servants are finding themselves in some of the hardest predicaments of their lives. I would agree that the hallmark of public service done well is that the average citizen would never know about the efforts that other citizens just like them are undertaking every single day to underpin the American way of life. From providing basic utilities to ensuring safety and security, to carrying out emergency and medical services, to protecting civil and constitutional rights, to undertaking research and development, to maintaining monuments and parks, the list of public services is long, and the benefits we receive from those services are essential. Unfortunately, that blissful ignorance of what public service really means to America is exactly the reason our nation has found itself in a position where public servants have been thrust into a brand new existential crisis. For me personally, this year's Public Service Recognition Week is a bit somber as I embark on new career opportunities. And so to my fellow current and former public servants, I say thank you for your fortitude, selflessness, and patriotism. And that's by Successful Gold 64-6. Wow, that really got me. I did not read that all the way through. So, and it's true, and that's what it felt like for me to be a public servant, to work at my agency for 34 years. And I was never a supervisor. And I knew people didn't appreciate it. Some people do. I'm not saying you guys, but people who I was around outside in my community, some people just didn't get it. So, and one other note, and this comes from an FDA employee. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I can't get it up on the screen anyway, but I'm just a couple things. And I did work under HHS, but this I relate to. Okay. America deserves better. A little over a month ago, but this is small writing. In the early hours of April 1st, the careers of most of the people I have worked with over the past 14 years at the FDA came to an abrupt end. It has taken me this time to process what has happened to myself, my colleagues, and my country. It was reported in the news that these terminations were about efficiency, cutting poor performers. The reality could not be further from the truth. Not about efficiency. These cuts were deep, severe, and entirely unplanned. Entire offices and divisions were eliminated without warning. No effort was made to transfer workloads, and even if there had been, in most cases, there was no one left to hand the work over to, which means the program stops. Most positions directly involved with the agency's mission, researchers, reviewers, inspectors were spared, but the administrative staff, the people who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to keep day-to-day operations running, were wiped out, like the timekeepers and HR. And I know that they took the P cards, the credit cards that people use for supplies. They gave them a $1 limit, so you couldn't buy anything. Okay. So I'm not going to get on that all through this. This is too long. All right. Not about performance. If this had truly been about performance, these cuts would have been made on a case-by-case basis, not by sending entire teams packing. Most of these employees, myself included, had a track record of outstanding performance. Okay, we put 110% effort into our work, not just to keep our country great, but to make it greater. Losing our jobs is devastating, but even more concerning is what this means for the country. A thankless job, a disrespectful exit. Federal employees know their work often goes unrecognized, but at least we believed our leaders understood its importance. Being thrown out like yesterday's trash with no acknowledgement of our contributions is insulting. I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional here. Okay. I have to skip through something here. Even before these layoffs were announced, it felt like rearranging the desk chairs on the Titanic. Yet I put my full effort into it, just as I always have. I still have more to give to this country. While I hope this is not the end of my career, I do not see a path back to federal service, not until our leaders recognize the damage these cuts are causing and take steps to reverse course. America is better than this. America deserves better. By Unknown. So it wasn't written by me. I was 34 years, not 14. But I wanted to share that with you. And I'm calling this the Fed Corner for a reason. And I myself have experience a lot. I ended as an IT specialist. I was a GS-13. I never wanted to be a supervisor. I was perfectly fine being a worker bee. But anyway, so I mean, I think it's an important message. And I just wanted to start to show off with that today. Because those are comments coming from current or former feds who've just been through all this as I have. I went through all the craziness and opted to take my retirement because I can't stay quiet anymore. So, all right. So deep breath. All right. Recenter because we're going to do a show here. So, all right. Well, thank you all for listening to that. That's all right. All right. Let's see what kind of questions we have. Oh, we've got more folks have arrived. Okay. Let's see. Artist Liz. Okay. You guys are having conversation. Yes. The current admin won't say a peep here either. Just like on Judicial. Okay. Big hugs. Thank you, Rose Blue. Okay. And then you're saying that your brother retired August 2024. Yes. DOD. Oh, wow. Thank you for his service. Okay. Hi, Oxford Cat. Welcome. And thank you, Rose Blue. So, and Trudy, hi, Trudy. Trudy is saying, yeah, that was super crazy how the layoffs were. That included insulting, unprecedented letters of discharge. Yes. Well, I did not get ripped or fired. I was like, nope, this is not happening to me. I'm retired. I can retire like today. So I did pretty much. And I handed my work off to an office that no longer exists 2 months after I retired. So, I did my best there. Okay. And I got a question here from Jackie B. Thank you, Dawn Turner. My hat is off to you. I don't know that I could have read those blurbs. They were well written and heartbreaking. Oh, yes, they were very well written. And let me tell you, when we got the HR at opm.gov emails, these were short. I put mine away. I've got to go into my file cabinet one day and I'll read them to you. But I have the first ones that came. They were like 2 sentences and all this stupid stuff, not written by a government employee. And I knew it. It was like my boss, after I had put in my retirement papers and told him I was leaving, he wanted me to take the fork. And I was like, that's not going to happen. And I said, I want you to look at that email. Was that written by a federal employee? No, I'm not doing that. So anyway, but yes. Oh, well, actually I didn't. I had a moment probably in March where I let it happen for like a minute. There were some tears, but I think I'm more upset for the country, and we've got crazy people like RFK Jr. running around, and he's, and that Macri dude at FDA isn't much better because he's like, lying about vaccinations and saying, oh, we're going to do clinical trials and going to use whatever it is, the I forget what it's called, the one where there's like you give the vaccination to one group and then not to the other one. It starts with the P. I can't think of it. But placebo. But that's already done. They do all of that. So I was watching somebody talking about all that. So they really need to get RFK Jr., yes, placebo, out of there. So it's just crazy. Okay. Well, let's see. I will take your questions. I don't have anything prepared. There was a lot going on while I was away. And on the way back Thursday, apparently they've chosen a new pope, an American pope, which I was kind of against because I was thinking, and I'm also Catholic, but not practicing at the moment. But my older sister went to Villanova, so she's really happy about it. But it turns out that he's not down with the MAGA thing. So I'm okay with him now. Actually, that could be strategic because we need someone to kind of push against the craziness that is MAGA. And I don't care this MAGA stuff, and they keep trying to say, oh, Catholics put this over. MAGA is not Catholic. I'm sorry. They're so mean. We're not taught to be mean. We're supposed to love one another. And that's all I learned in Catholic school. One of the main things. And it's not about judging people. And you're supposed to like Catholics or Christians. You're supposed to be Christian. So if you're doing MAGA and you're not, MAGA is not being Christian. I'm just going to say it. I can. So I'm talking as a non-practicing Catholic, but I still say I'm Catholic. I still think I am. But, that's never been part of the thing, is to hate the immigrants. And, my family were immigrants at one time. I'm sure their families were. And we just don't need to be this way. And it's just, so I'm really glad that he pushed back against JD Vance. I heard that and I was just like, yes, that is so awesome. So that is good news. I'm going to put this thing over here aside. All right. So if you guys have questions, I'm ready to get into this. I do have the camera above, and I meant to put in a poll. I want to know if you guys want me to keep using the overhead cam. So can I read on the? I'm not sure what the court filing is, Oxford Cat. So yeah, I have to know what it is really to read on it. All right, let's see what I have so far. See, here's another one here. I've got this question from Rose. She's asking, the grapevine says Beto O'Rourke may run against Senator Cornyn in 26. I'm not really sure. I did see that he was talking to somebody recently. I don't know if it was Midas Touch or the Bulwark or even MSNBC. I think he's thinking about doing some run. He's running for something. That might be something that you could actually look up. So I don't think I can answer that one really. Let's see. Oh, let's try this one. Okay. Let me put this in the right. Whoa, see, it's still messed up. Okay. All right. So let's see. What does China plan to do with USA tariffs? Well, if anything, they really, really are they're taking advantage of this, because the only person, this is a manufactured crisis, these tariffs. We didn't need to have tariffs. The economy was just fine, right? The Biden economy was doing just fine. It's the Trump disaster that we have now. Oh yeah, Mark Carney. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, I like Mark Carney. He sounds good also. All right, I have to pay attention to chat. I'm doing this just by myself here. Okay. All right. Well, the placebos that you're talking about in there, those are just used for testing, like clinical trials to see if it works or whatever, but I don't know. Part of the do no harm is also not to make people sick, so that they use the current vaccinations to go on to do testing. You don't start with brand new thing. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I should be quiet. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not the one. I'm not in health. Okay, for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's see. What does China plan to do with USA tariffs? Okay. My sweet pea. What's she saying? All right, hold on a minute. Oh. All right, I'll have to see. I'll have to look at that. Okay, we're looking at the tariffs. What's China going to do? I think they're just going to wait for him to fold, really, is what I feel is happening there, because he's folding. He doesn't have anything, really. Trump doesn't know what he's doing at all. All right, these are all coming in reverse. I'm going to turn them around because I don't like doing that. Okay. Let me try to keep so I can see the current comments. Okay, yeah, slightly crooked. All right. Well, yeah, this is 45, just trying to hold on to, it's like when I see this, I feel like he's trying to hold on to being the guru who's like, he's going to be the one to fix the economy in his mind, in his false narrative. Temperance, I feel like China is the one in the temperance at the moment. They know what they're doing. Unfortunately, we do not anymore. But they're just sort of waiting him out. He's already gone from 140% tariffs to 80. It just keeps dropping. So they're really not interested in dealing with this at all. They're mostly, it just feels like they're waiting him out. They're just waiting for him to get over this. Good news, good information is coming. And I'm not taking the side of China. I'm just saying that everything the 47 is doing is stupid, pretty much. Because it really is. We don't need to be having these things with the tariffs right now. We just don't. But there is a defeat coming here for Trump because that's his life. So it's a failure. It is a failure. There he is, King of Pentacles. Oh, we got kings and a lot of work. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles, influence, honorable feelings, my nails. Ouch. Cutting myself on this. Okay. And the 8 of Pentacles here. So there's there's work that's going into it. Okay. Now, as I'm looking at these 2 kings, all right, this is actually Trump because he's trying to be influential, but he's all about his feelings. Like, I'm the best. I can do it all. Oh, you have to love me because I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the work into it. But really, the work that's going into it, I just feel like, yeah. China's just waiting him out, and they're just sitting there waiting because they know he's tanking. So, I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm getting. That's what they're showing me. But I really do, on my own, feel that they're just waiting for him to back down, which he will because he's a bully. So it's like everyone, you just got to push back. You say, no, we're not going to do this. You don't get to do that. All right. So let's see. I think I missed some things going on in here. The one ICC suit. Wait, where was that? New. What does the ICC stand for again? I'm sorry, I'm not. Yeah. Oh, International Criminal Court. Got it. I remember now. Okay. So, yeah. I was wondering. Yeah. International. Yeah. Now, see, this, I had already pretty much predicted this is going to happen because they are doing humanitarian things here by sending people, well, and it's not humanitarian, but against it. They are sending people to El Salvador, and you're not supposed to send people to prisons in other countries. It's not in extradition. So it's ridiculous. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more happening against Trump for the things that he's doing. I really do believe this because, and even, yeah, I mean, it's like, if you think about it, what Putin has done in Ukraine, they've kidnapped Ukrainian children. Okay. And of course, all the war stuff that they've done, yeah, he can't work and do his job. Oh, yeah. And, yeah, it's just, I'm trying to find the words because I'm getting a lot here, but he is going to be facing a lot of charges, and they may accidentally put, charge him, and he could end up in a situation like Putin if he keeps this up, because he's getting not just Americans in here, but he's getting people from other countries. So he's going to find himself in some trouble with the International Criminal Court. So stay tuned, because this is just getting started. So yeah. All right. This M lawyer. Are you the lawyer for ICC? American lawyer. Oh. I don't think I'm awake yet. All right, never mind. Okay. A judge stopped it barely. All right. All right, well, let me see. I want to get in here and see what we've got. That's not a question. I did this. All right, let me go read on this then. Okay. Let's see what we get. All right, I'm trying to get this stupid camera thing to work. All right, it doesn't anymore. All right, let's see. All right, it's early in the morning. All right, it is. It's like 11:26. It's still early. All right, let's go. I gotta read some cards going here. Hi, Marby. Hi, Jackie B. And Teresa. Welcome, welcome. All right, so this is a sweet peas question. All right, let's just see what the cards say, because I don't have any personal knowledge of this. Let's just get a read on where we are. All right. Yeah, I did need that third cup of coffee. So, all right. I've got the King of Swords. Ooh, Ten of Swords. Magician reverse and the Emperor reverse. All right, I like these cards, actually. This is good. So we have, yeah. So he really thinks that he's powerful. Trump does. And so, they're making all these moves, and like they're talking about getting rid of habeas corpus, which is not going to fly. Nope. So he's just trying to wield all of his power right now. But he's facing real problems here with the Ten of Swords. There's ruin. There is definitely going to be a point where he will be stopped. Now, if it's just the U.S. courts, I don't know. I think he's finding ways to push back, but he can't push back against everybody. He's not going to win in America either. So he's not. This is going to come to a stop. All right. The Magician's reversed here. So he's finding, now he's going to have problems here with the ICC. Again, it is not United States courts. He knows how to manipulate that. He's not going to be able to manipulate this. This is different. Very different. And the Emperor reversed means that he is definitely going to be losing influence or power. He's already a lame duck Don. He is. Yeah, King of Pentacles reversed too. So these cards to me are very similar, the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. So I was saying he was losing influence. And again, this is reversed. This is my influence card. This is my authority guy. But this guy, well, yeah, he's losing authority and influence. So it came out. So let's see. It's going to affect him if he tries to go anywhere else. Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Although he'll try to, but how this is making me feel. This makes me feel like he's going to get even closer to Putin. Ew. Over here, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, and she's my security card, and then the Six of Cups. And that is sort of the reminiscing card, the remember when we were young and all that kind of stuff. And, he's just kind of, I think he's kind of almost wishing in a sense for his first term. This is very different. He has more lawsuits against him now in America also than he's ever had. And the courts are definitely pushing back on him. But I don't know. I think he's going to be experiencing some pain. I think I need water. Hold on. My mouth is dry all of a sudden. Yeah, water. I know. Me and my straws. I I know I showed it, but I'm on camera and I'm afraid I'm going to spill or something. So anyway, all right. So that's kind of what I get, but I really feel like he's going to lose a lot more power with that. I think the ICC is going to be able to push back on him differently. He may not get to fly many places if they decide that they're going to take out a warrant on him or something, whatever they do, like they have on Putin, declared him a war criminal and they're trying to get him in court. They might do the same thing. So if he keeps up in the way that the way he's going, we might see more of that. I don't want to see people get hurt, whether they're here illegally or not. If you're in our borders, you have the right to due process. So, we're just not, that's not who we are. So yay. All right. So thank you for your question. Okay. Now this is a good question. Thank you, Don Turner. I saw only a little bit of this on the TV and I liked how he pushed back. And that's what you have to do. You really do. Everyone and their brother just needs to push back. Hi, Pegasus. Because, oh my gosh, this nail. All right. Hold on a second. I'm getting caught on my mats and everything over here. I have to do this. I didn't know I broke my nail and excuse me. I'm trying to read cards and my nail's catching. All right. Sorry about that. I feel so unprofessional doing that. Okay, let's get into this now. All right. And I have that t-shirt coming. I was talking to you guys about cards. I don't want to use this. We'll use these guys. How did Mark Carney do? Just security org lists all Trump cases. Oh, thank you for that, Pegasus. You're not managing that website. That would be hard too, because he's got so many cases. Hello, good morning. 40 people watching this morning. Please like and subscribe so you can get in here and chat. Help me grow. I'm almost to 4,000 watch hours, and then I can, start growing this channel a little bit more. So thank you, everybody who's subscribing. I appreciate you. This is a different version of my channel than it was the first time around. So, all right, let's see. I want to get these. I don't remember if I shuffled this deck after the last time I used it, so we have to do it. And I hope the sound is okay and everything else. All right. And it'll be time for me to change this thing because I like to switch them around. All right, let's see. New colors. All right, how did Carney? Although I thought he did well, and he didn't take anything from Trump, which is always a positive thing. Yep, vigilance. He was ready for it when he got in there. Vigilance, defeat, a warning. Hermit reversed. Stability reversed. Well, I don't know if I like this one reversed, but I'll read it and we'll see. Let me move this over. Yeah, my camera settings are a little bit. Okay, and don't forget, for entertainment purposes only. All right. Okay, so Page of Swords. So he was ready when he went there. He was all ready for whatever stupid fight that Trump was going to cause. He went in prepared and, okay, now this is sort of my defeat card here, but it's not Canada's defeat because he won. This is more of a Trump defeat. And I loved it when he came back and told him that, no, Canada will never be for sale. And I have to bring myself up here for a second. And you know how he sits there and he goes, like that. He does this like, maybe, oh gosh. And it's like, yeah, he just can't take it being told no. He can't take it. He makes these grimaces and just want to just, okay. Anyway, Knight of Swords is in here too. So this was a warning shot aimed at Trump and the Hermit reversed. So this is Canada coming out of its shell over here, coming out of their shell. They're ready to stand up for themselves. And I don't know. I still feel like this one should be upright. It still feels upright to me because it's the stability card. I feel like, well, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, Okay, with it reversed the way it came out, it's kind of like what Trump is trying to do is throw off Canada, throw them off their game because they've been stable. They're stable, and all that he did when Trudeau went down there and said, "Wait, our economy depends on." I think he was just talking about the economic stability, between America and Canada. And of course, Trump had to run with it and be like, "Oh, but you need us." He just completely bastardized, took the comment and just, misinterpreted it and says what he says, and it's not right. So we just can't believe anything that they say. I don't believe anything except for the bad stuff. When they say they're going to do bad stuff, they're going to do bad stuff. So, okay. How they do? Oh, victory. Love it. Okay. This is good. All right. So I like this one. So the Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay, again, this is straight from me. Okay. So it's kind of letting go. I feel like in a way, Canada, you guys are coming into your own up there. I mean, you were already great. You guys are. We love you. You're great. Most of America, 99% of us love Canada. All right. The other percentages, it might even be, I don't know. I don't even think MAGA's down with this. But okay. So you guys are kind of, letting it go. Mark Carney's able to get in there. He's the new prime minister. He's ready to, push back. So it was a victory for Mark Carney to go in there. Carney, not Carney. I'm thinking of a family named Carney, but Carney. Okay. So it was great for him to go in there and show the independence of Canada and to say, no, we're great. We're never for sale. We are going to stay. We're going to find ways to work together. And he did a really good job at pushing back on him. So I think it went well. And I also could see that, at least in the news, everybody was talking positively about it. So I thought he did very well. And that's what you have to do. You just got to go in there and just say, no, you're not going to get what you want. And he's already backing down on his tariffs again. Now he's talking about taxing the rich. So what that tells me is that he really, really doesn't have a plan on anything. He can never answer a question. Oh, I don't know. It could be this, or maybe it could be that. So it's like both sides of whatever question you ask him. He's talking about it like it could be this or it could be that. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. He just wants to be the leader. So whatever. Okay. Hi, Trudy. Oh, okay. Thank you. I have a lot of gardening to do too, but we'll get there. Maybe Monday since I don't have to work. All right. What, like 300? What's this? 300 now? I'm not sure. Oh, the cases. All right. So does anyone else have any questions for me? Let's do it. I've only been on 38 minutes, so I'm going to try for an hour. But I don't know. What should we talk about? Maybe we should look at the Pope. How's that going to go? Because MAGA's losing their minds over this new Pope, which is fun for me to watch. So, yes, that's right. Alec is correct on that. All he cares about is being noticed. He just wants to be on top. It's like the whole military parade from hell on his birthday, on Flag Day. The military doesn't want to do that. And I watched a Midas show this morning, and I like to tell you guys what I'm looking at too. So you don't, I'm not pulling out all this information out of my own head though, because I do watch what's going on. I need to know. I have to have some idea before I read on anything. But yeah, they were talking to some former military veteran. Well, to a military veteran, and they were talking about this parade, and nobody wants to do this. And it's a nightmare for the military to do a military parade. And it's stupid. It's un-American. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go down and protest that day. in DC, or I don't know, maybe there'll be something up here, but goodness gracious. All right, let's see what else is out there. Yes. All right, let's see. Okay, so Rose is saying, I've discovered all these 2-hour stories on YouTube. Farmers Old West. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you're talking about something else. Okay, talking about flowers being attached by rabbits. Okay. You heard his grade point average? GP. Okay, this is something else. All right, never mind. I'm looking at something different here. Okay. Oh, yes. 99% of Americans. Oh, yes, we do respect Denmark and Greenland. Love, yes. So we also don't want to be having trouble with Greenland either. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes, that is not doable. I'd like to visit Greenland someday, but I don't want to take it over. So I like it being its own independent country over there. So we don't need any more countries. We're fine. We've got enough land. We have so much land that a lot of it isn't even occupied. So it's kind of like, why do we need more land? We don't. I don't want to be imperialistic over here. Hi, Healer Jules. Oh, good to see you too. All right. I need some questions, you guys. Yep. Oxford Cat says, retired female Army veteran, thank you for your service. All of my friends who still serve are disgusted by F-45. Yes. I had to call him I-47 for illegitimate because he stole the documents. Disqualification right there. We all learn in the government. The Federal Records Act is the one I had to take that training every single year. And if I didn't take it, I'd lose my network access in the government. Okay. There's training. Feds are trained all the time. But apparently, the Presidential Records Act that says the exact same thing and says that he's disqualified from holding office, and he's there. He should not be there. The insurrection, that's the other thing. So for me, he should not have been put up. And this time around, I'm definitely going to say for sure he should not be there at all. Period. He shouldn't have been there the first time, but that's a whole other different ball of wax. All right, let's see. Yeah, throw some questions at me, you guys. Let's do something here. A Seaside Hotel. Yeah, I can't do that one. I can't watch that one because I can't sit there and read the subtitles when I'm doing other things on the computer. Okay, let's see. Yes, first go around was too. Healer Jules, I think you were on my old channel too. I'm gonna I think you were. I'm gonna throw a wrench back at you. I'm trying to remember if you had a wrench on my last channel, let me know. Hi, Debbie Smith. So, because I'm re-wrenching everyone. Lily, okay, read on the next on Paxton's future. Hi, Debbie. Will Romania turn right? Oh no. All right. All right, let's see. I've got some things to read on. All right. All right, I'm going to use Dawn Turner's on that. Do you feel the new Pope will continue to pull the church into this era and be more accepting? Actually, I do. I don't know a lot about him. At first, I was like, oh no, not an American Pope. I was so worried he was going to be like all the other crazies. But he's not. And Francis was pretty good. But I do think, let me pull some cards on him, even though I know that Pope Francis was like, tarot cards aren't good and they're do evil and all this stuff, but they're not. I can't read the future with these. I read on the energy surrounding a situation at the moment. I'm not reading the future with this. Okay. So I think he did not understand it. All right. Do you feel the new Pope will continue to pull the church into this era? Let's see. Let's see what these say. All right. Okay. Trying to see. I check. Okay, let's see. Well, we've got all right. Temperance reverse. All right, these are all coming in. I'm going to turn these around. I don't want them to all be backwards. It doesn't feel right. So we're not going to. Okay. Where's my wand? All right. So we have temperance. So he's coming into this, he is the Pope for the billions of Catholics. He is not a politician, even though they kind of are. They used to crown kings. So sort of, kind of, but he's not. He's the leader of the Catholic. He is the leader of the Catholic Church. That is his number one job. So even though MAGA's losing their minds over it, he's not here to do U.S. politics. Okay, so just get that out of the way. I know I'm preaching to the choir over here, but I have to say it just in case one of them finds my channel. Okay, temperance. So he is looking at the whole scene, what he's coming into here. The hangman. Now he's sort of, once you're out there, he's worldwide. He's now, this is it. He's taken on the task to be the new Pope. I'm kind of getting the energy around him, I think, is what's happening with the cards. And again, with the Six of Cups, so that's that reminiscing card. And he would like things to get back to a better time. And even though he's an American, but he's also like, I think Peruvian. He sort of has a European influence about him. So he's not, even though he was from Chicago or whatever, he's just he's wanting things to calm down a lot. He wants to make things better. So I think he's looking at things as though this is temporary, and I hope so. I think it is too. I think we can run I-47. I think I'm going to use that. I-47. Okay. We're going to push him, he can focus people and maybe get Americans to focus on being kinder again. I mean, he sometimes can even influence non-Catholics. I've noticed there are some, and they care sometimes about who the Pope is. So I feel like this Pope, the Holy Father, will be better. And this is my possibilities card over here. So this is the one where it looks like, is he stealing it? Is he keeping it? Is he going to maybe clean these or something? What's he up to? So I don't know. It just feels different. All right. The balancing, Page of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So there's a lot of potential here for this Pope. So I have the potential card here with the Knight of Pentacles. We got our vigilance over here, and of course the balancing act. So, and he does have to. He's got to figure out how to navigate everything. This is worldwide. He's the Holy Father for all Catholics all over the world. So, and he can make a difference in some areas of world politics. So I don't know a lot about him yet. I want to get to know who this guy is, but he did graduate from my sister's alma mater. So that's a good thing, Villanova. So I know she's really happy, but we'll have to see more about him. There are some other American internal issues that, like with the Catholic Church, that we have to see how he does on those. So yeah, there's like a whole lot of stuff going on with that. Okay. Let me see. Hi, MGG. Oh boy. Yeah, the restaffing. Well, let me just tell you that all of the agencies are basically essential, and they illegally closed agencies and fired employees and are not following the RIF protocols, and those are illegal. And it's a hot mess. Right now, there's a hiring freeze. So I think the hiring freeze was supposed to go until, I think, September 30th or at the end of the year. So he's got the hiring freeze on, but they need to bring back people. But I don't know that they will, because all the institutional knowledge has just walked out the door. Not that they wanted to, they would have stayed, but I don't know. This one's going to be a little bit, we have to watch this. I don't want to get in here because I think right now the hiring freeze is still on. So it's kind of hard. But oh yeah, what was this? Did I hear that MAGA tried to bribe the Vatican to elect a conservative pope with bottles of expensive wine? Yeah, they're not going to do that. If they did that, I did not hear. I heard a little something about that, but too bad for them. It's not happening. All right, I've got 10 minutes left. Oh boy, now you've got all the questions coming in. Hi, X of Swords. Welcome. Hi, Super Cool. Welcome. Look at all these new people. Yes, you must subscribe to chat. So I'm happy to meet all of you. Get in here and let's see. All right, let's see. I already hit that one. All right, let's quickly do a Paxton. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to use the, whatever this is, the Surrealist Tarot. I almost said terror. But right now, everything is surreal and it is terrifying. And it is terror. So maybe that's not all wrong. Okay. It's great seeing new names in here. Welcome, everyone. Hi. Good morning. Okay. Let's see. Will Paxton lose his primary? I hope so. He's not a very good guy. But we'll see what the cards say. They might have maybe a different interpretation, and I have to read them. 3 of Pentacles. He is a terror. The Empress. 9 of Wands. Ace of Wands. Uh-oh. Well, there's a possibility with the Knight of Pentacles here. This is the slow mover. Hi, Barb Hallam. Oh, yeah, they're going to. Oh, really? Ooh, I don't know anything about that yet, Barb Hallam. I'm not going to read on it just yet. I want to look at that. Okay. Hi, Judy B. All right. So 3 of Pentacles. So, yeah, he's still working on staying where he is because if he stays where he is, he can stay out of trouble, like not face consequences, But I don't know. He's still trying to relate to his voters here. He's trying to keep people engaged. And he's still feeling very strong and stable where he is. See, this has nothing to do with how I feel. Like I was thinking, oh, he's got to go. Well, the cards are saying something differently to me. So I'm just reading these. Ace of Wands. I think he's working really hard in the background. But now it feels like with the Knight of Pentacles, there could be some pushback on him. Yeah, most of you don't. Well, definitely make sure you're voting against him. So if you don't like him, for sure. Texas AG, Hierophant, the government, the Sun. Love that sunny side up. Egg and the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah. So I think people are right now in this climate with everything that Trump is doing. Yes, we will have midterms. No, we're going to have midterms. Okay. So let me get in here. So the Hierophant. So this is the government, pretty much he's trying to stay in the government, but the Sun is here. So the light, we can see with the Sun everything that he's up to. So people need to pay very close attention. And with the 6 of Pentacles, now for this one, I kind of feel like he might be working. This is kind of sinister, I guess. He's sort of paying people to help him win, or some kind of payment, some money's exchanging hands somewhere. I'm not sure. I can't really figure out what's going on with that. That's kind of strange. I don't know where that's coming from. Just kind of like the 8 of Swords. Well, I'm getting that it's temporary, so he might be out. I mean, there's a lot going on back there. He's doing a lot of stuff in the background to stay, but I feel like there's something going on in the background. And yeah. So I don't know. Be watching to see if there's any more corruption on there with him trying to stay in office. It's just kind of what I'm getting from this. Yeah. These cards, they never coincide with what I want or what I think, which is good. So, because I don't want it to do that. So if I'm doing that, then I'm not reading these. So very important. Okay. He's been bribing people for many years. Well, see, maybe that's it. And I don't live in Texas, so I don't know what's going on. I'm in Maryland, so I'm not following a lot of the stuff that's going on the West Coast. So, or in the middle. All right. All right, let's see. It's 55 minutes. Let's see. Senator from Michigan was on with Jessica Dennison. He's planning to go forward with impeachment using amendment number 9. Ooh, Republican backing. Ooh, all right. Well, you know what? Maybe I will pull some cards on this. This might be the last one, but let's do it. Let's do it. I'm interested in this one. Yeah, but I wouldn't worry about the martial law thing. He's going to run into trouble with that too. He's running into trouble with all these things he's trying to do. And, it's just not going to be, it's not going to fly. And this suspension of habeas corpus and all this stuff that they're trying to do. And, everything that they did to the government is also illegal. People are going to go to jail for this. I see jail for Elon Musk too. Sorry, but it was illegal and they're still doing it. All those people. Okay. Well, what's going to happen with this impeachment? What was the name of the senator? I can't remember. It was someone. I know there was somebody, but I didn't know him very well. Just put his name in. That would be nice. Muskrat in prison. Yeah. Queen of Wands. 50 people. Look how early in the day. This is great. 4 of Wands. No, I'm doing these all upright. Yep. All upright. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to do them reversed. Okay. Queen of Wands. So all right. This is sort of my ideas inspiration card. So the wands are a lot of action, activity. It's fire. It's quick moving adventure. So I don't even know. He had the right idea. He knows. So it could be successful with the right people. Now, if there are Republicans backing him, it could be very successful. And I get that with the Ace of Swords, and I see justice, and I see the Hierophant. So to me, it feels, the problem right now, it could, I don't know if right now this could happen because the fact that the Republicans have the House and the Senate, and I don't know, it should happen. Should it happen, we should have this, but until we can get the House and the Senate back, I don't know, unless there's more Republicans that are ready to say we've had enough of this. So I'll just pull like a couple. Security, country security, High Priestess reversed. People are trying to pretend like they don't see what's going on. They don't know. See, there's still a problem, with the Republicans. Shriti. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sweet Pea. And 9 of Pentacles. So, right now, I don't think it's going to go. I think Trump is still secure. So, which really stinks. But, yeah. So, I don't know. But these are crazy times, aren't they? Very crazy times. But I don't know. We just have to hang in there, everybody. Don't give up. Do not give up. It's like I said when I first started this channel back up. Don't you give up on America. We're not going to do that. The minute we give up, we've all capitulated, and what's his face gets away with it. And I'm going to keep wearing my shirts. And I do it in my community, and I don't really care. So too bad. I have freedom of speech, and I'm going to do it. All right. Yes. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you, Oxford Cat. Yes. Thank you. All right. So make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Rose Blue, to all the mothers out there. And I will be seeing my mom tomorrow. So do that. I might still come on and do another one. I've got to get back in the groove here. Got to get going on this channel. I like it when I'm in here. So I just have to get back to it. Now, Don Turner, I think you were a moderator on my last channel too. So I'm going to add you. You are familiar. So if you were on my last channel and you had a wrench, let me know. So I'm re-moderating everybody on my new channel. And I generally recognize people's names and, but all right, people, have a wonderful Saturday. It's only noon. I could come back. I'll be watching the news. I want to check into some of the things that you all brought up. And yeah, we'll see what's going on and what to read on. All right, everybody, please like and subscribe. Help me get to 2K. And see you later.